The time is 4:40 on your hometown station, KHTS. I like jazz. There seems to be somewhat of a revival going on right now. From Flying Lotus to Cecile McLaurin Salvant, I'm a fan. And there's some really talented musicians taking the genre to new places. You can catch a little bit of the old school mixed with some of the new school this Friday at 7:30 at the Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center as the COC Studio Jazz Ensemble and Lab Band presents their annual Pops concert featuring special guest vocalist Dorian Holley, who joins me in studio right now. What's happening, Dorian? How you doing?
Aaron, how are you?
I'm doing well. My voice got a little raspy when I saw you because I get nervous. I get nervous when people have such accomplishments on their resume.
Can't possibly be as nervous as I am right now. I feel like I'm about to go on stage. This is crazy.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Usually I have the AC going on. I'll have it turned up all the way because I get sweaty. You know, my pits get sweaty. I know. Now, for decades, you worked with Michael Jackson on tour and as a vocal director. You've also been on tour with Rod Stewart, Queen Latifah. You've worked with Alicia Keys, Meghan Trainor, Usher, Little Big Town. Basically, if you've heard any song on the radio, chances are Dorian's worked with them. So the question I guess we're all wondering is, how did you link up with a band from COC? How did they reach out to you?
Well, we have one person in common, Ken Gomez. Ken and I worked on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. Ken was on camera and sound, and I was the lead vocalist in The Tonight Show band with Ricky Minor. And after the Jay Leno ended and The Tonight Show was handed over to Jimmy Fallon, a couple of years later, Ken, who had joined this music program over at CC, called and said, "Hey, why don't you come sing with the big band?" I was like, "Great! I'd never sung with a big band before," and so I went over and did this concert this time last year, which turned out really, really nice, and they liked me. I'm back again this year.
How long does it take to prep for a concert like this?
It just depends on how many songs that you have to do. Last year, I think I sang 4 or 5 songs. This year, I'm going to be doing more.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to do a couple of songs that we did last year that are kind of favorites, and some new songs. I really can't put a time on it. It just depends on how well I know the song, if I know it at all. This time I'm doing a couple of songs that I listened to as a kid but have never sung, so it takes a little longer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm doing a couple of Frank Sinatra songs.
Yeah. Wow, nice. How many people are in the band?
Oh, man, it's a big band. How many is it, Ken? It's probably about 20. About 20 people.
20 people?
Yeah, big band means they're going to be horns, and more horns.
Yeah, exactly.
And curiously, last year when I sang with the COC band, that same week I sang at Disney Hall with Dave Grusin and his big band. So it's like 2 big bands in 1 week. I must be doing something right.
Does it take a lot out of you when you perform with a big band? Do you have to kind of get energized to it, or do you kind of just stay
No, I mean,
low-key?
it's the singing is pretty much the same. It isn't different singing with a big band or with my little band, which is often 5 pieces, sometimes 3 pieces, or with a show that I've been doing recently, 18 pieces. It's really all the same. It's just the amount of air and vibration and human heartbeat you can have around you.
Now it's a big band, and you've worked with, big acts, Michael Jackson being the biggest, of anything. So when you get in there, do you crack skulls if the band isn't up to it?
Well, curiously with music, cracking skulls, James Brown is a legendary skull cracker.
Yes.
For me, that doesn't really work. I like to make sure that everybody's having a good time, everybody feels comfortable, nobody feels intimidated, and the people that I've worked for, probably 99% of the time in my 30-some years, have always been just like, we work together to get it right.
Exactly.
And music is, they call making music together, they call it harmony. It's better when things are harmonious.
Right. Now, again, we're talking to Dorian Holley. He'll be the special guest vocalist coming up at the COC Pops concert. Again, that is coming up this Friday, 7:30. Now, you're going to be in a suit. Do people come in suits? No? Do we have to wear any special kind of garb? No. Awesome. So you can get tickets online, canyons.edu. Just type in the keyword Pops concert. Now, let's go back to the beginning of your career. You land a gig as the background singer for Michael Jackson's Bad Tour. How do you even get an audition for that?
What's crazy is that was like my second gig in the business, and it was the first gig I had where I'm now making a living as a musician, and that's what I'm going to be doing from now on. I really, for most people in town, I came out of nowhere. I had met a guy who is now my best friend, Daryl Finnessy, and he liked me and started getting me work. I met him in January of that year, 1987. And in July, he called me one Sunday and said, "Do you want to audition for Michael Jackson?" He had had one, it's a really long story, but basically he had had one audition with one group. They didn't choose that group or anybody else that auditioned, and he found out on the inside tip what the problem was, why nobody was getting hired.
Right.
So he said, "Let me put together a group and bring in." So he brought in, and he had a second audition, and we nailed that one.
Are there a lot of people? Is it like 50 people auditioning?
There were 400 people auditioning
There were
for this.
400 people.
Yeah.
You talk about coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Another person who kind of got their start as a backup singer on the Bad Tour, Sheryl Crow. Did you notice right away that she was going to become Sheryl Crow, or?
No. No,
Really?
I didn't. I mean, Cheryl was a great singer, hard worker, around town singing on demos and getting background gigs whenever she could. And she was very smart. She leveraged her position there, kind of got chummy with Michael's manager, Frank DeLeo, and got herself a record deal, and the rest is history. I mean, she's like one of the biggest stars we've had in the last 30, 40 years.
Is there immense pressure not to mess up when you're auditioning or when you're even practicing leading up to the Bad Tour?
Well, there is, but I believe there's an antidote to pressure. There's an antidote to nervousness, and that's preparation. When we auditioned for Michael, we went over to Daryl's house at about 10 o'clock in the morning. We piled in the car together, the four of us. We went to Tower Records. I know nobody knows what a record store is anymore, but we went and bought some Michael records, and all day long, we learned these songs and we honed these songs so that by 6 or 7 o'clock that evening when we auditioned on camera, we were nailing it. I mean, there was nothing to think about because we worked on it literally actually, I should say, my wife told me I was using literally wrong like everyone else.
Right.
We actually worked on that all day long. And also, we were all young and eager, and we just weren't thinking about pressure or messing up. We were just thinking about, like, we want this guy to see how good we were.
And that guy was nonstop, right?
Oh,
do you drink a lot of coffee? You work with your voice, so do you drink a lot of coffee to stay up, or are you just naturally up knowing that you're working with Michael Jackson?
I hardly drink coffee at all.
Really?
Now that I'm an old man, I drink coffee. I drank coffee because I knew I'd be here. I'm working at Seal. I talked to the young man this afternoon, and we have a rehearsal tonight. So I did drink coffee today, but coffee actually technically dries the vocal cords out, so coffee's not really good for a singer.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I always have coffee before the show, and I always find like an hour and a half in, my voice starts kind of getting a little raspy,
Well, see, you need to have energy because all you have is people listening to you. They can't see you, and you have that. So I don't think coffee is bad for you. Just make sure you get a couple of bottles of water while you're doing the show.
Right. Dorian Holley, I love talking to you. I have to break real fast for traffic. Can I keep you for a minute?
I'll stay.
All right, cool, man. And that's traffic on your hometown station, KHTS. Back with Dorian Holley, who's the special guest vocalist coming up at the Pops concert at COC this Friday, Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center. Get tickets online, canyons.edu, and just type in the keyword Pops. You can also check Dorian out and see what he's got going on at DorianHolley.com, including a tribute concert to Marvin Gaye. You guys just added a second show, right?
We just added a sixth show.
Sixth?
Yeah.
Oh, Dorian, gotta update the website.
You
man.
know, I love Marvin Gaye. I always have. I know his music inside out. I studied him as a kid. Last August, I planned to do this one-shot concert, and I just really went all in. It was, a huge band, bigger than my normal band. The tickets sold out in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. They asked me if I wanted to do a second show the next day. I was nervous. It's a 400-seater. I was like, I want to, but I don't think I can sell it out. That one sold out in 10 days. We've sold out 5 concerts this far, and we're going to do a 6th one on July 28th in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's an 18-piece band. One of the things we do is the What's Going On album, my favorite album in life, plays all the way through without a stop. The whole album is just a suite of music, mm-hmm. and we played that album the way it was created, straight through without a stop.
Is that right?
Oh, my goodness.
That's excellent.
Oh, the feeling is incredible.
Yeah. 6th show. Got to update the website, though.
Yeah, I'm going to brag. I came to brag about that a little bit.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I do have to, but you're right, I do.
Yeah, right.
I'm a social media infant.
Yeah. It's fine. Get the kids on it. Now, if you want to keep up with Dorian, again, DorianHolley.com. You also worked on American Idol for a little bit with Ricky Minor, the band leader, basically. Who was kind of the most talented artist off American Idol that never really hit it?
Oh man, so many because I'm on American Idol even now because
are
it's
you?
back. Yeah,
They asked
so,
you back, huh?
So this is my 11th year on Idol. So many talented people. I can't think of somebody who was talented that didn't make it, but a lot of people came through American Idol University and have careers in music. I mean, some of the most famous ones are people who quote unquote lost the show.
Yeah.
Adam Lambert came in second, and he's like killing it. I just was texting with Chris Allen, who won that year against Adam.
Yeah.
He's going to be going on tour with the Idol Kids this year. Oh, I may not be.
Oh,
maybe I'm not supposed to
Dorian,
be
breaking
saying that.
news. Maybe I should have the breaking news
Oh
sound.
God, let's erase that. But yeah, I mean, it's a great show. We got some great kids this year. The show is back. The ratings are higher and higher. We kind of had a slow start out of the gate, but I think it's still a great show.
I think what they're doing is smart. They're putting it on like Sunday night, when everyone's home, everyone, make it a premier event.
It's a family show. I mean,
Yeah.
I always say American Idol was the first show to come where Granny and the grandbaby could all watch and have different people that they like. Everybody can sit on the couch together and watch this show. I love that.
Well, you can check Dorian and his work out on American Idol. Is it on Sunday?
It's on Sundays.
It's on Sundays.
And now it's on at 5
ABC.
o'clock so that people can vote the same time the East Coast people will vote, and then it's on again at 8.
They're doing it live, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. You can also check Dorian out this Friday, 7:30 at the Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center. He'll be performing with the COC Jazz Ensemble Band at their annual Pops concert. Dorian, thanks so much for coming by, man. Appreciate it.
Aaron, thanks for having me. It's been fun.
It's been fun. It's been real, and it's been real fun. Time is 4:52. Quick break. More music coming up.
Danger of losing your home.
Great, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Really good.